looking into the eye of a Category 5 hurricane. Our world is plagued by a perfect storm on a number of fronts. Start with the short term, a global economic crisis. The outlook, as we all know, is bleak. Many parts of the world face recession.
Hello, world. How are you today? As you probably know, the unelected World Economic Forum is meeting in Davos. They must be either reaching a crescendo or wrapping up, as I watched the UN chief give his speech at the World Economic Forum. So you don't have to. It really was quite vacuous and metaphorical, really. My biggest take as a regular person listening to this speech is that legalese is deceptively similar to the English language. I mean the etymologically correct English language, actual language. Either there was an absence of meaning, or I need a translator. I don't know. But the phrase he uses comprised of the words climate and change, particularly, would linguistically suggest he's actually talking about the seasons in the English language. Why must legalese reduce etymologically correct language to mere symbols with associated Pavlovian preconditioned behavioral responses? One does not think when they hear that turn of phrase, but rather respond with compliance, basically. Yeah, don't get me wrong, I kind of understand the meaning, vaguely, but what's new? Is there something that has happened recently? Why is it so dire now? Let me know in the comments. Maybe you know more about climate change than I do, but has something happened? Has there been a tipping point? Has there been an event that is the proverbial writing on the wall? Regardless, I say, don't believe these worn-out globalist utopian prophets of doom. They have been lamenting for 80 plus years that there is no hope for whatever, the population explosion, global cooling. Then it started warming, so they called it global warming. Then it started to cool again, so they changed it to climate change. The gender wage gap, I could go on, equity, world peace, the ozone layer, pandemics. All these causes, we're to believe, have no hope other than for what is in essence a one world government, dictatorship, I might add. Yet the sky has never fallen. All the predictions have failed over the years. The population explosion turned out to be a really bad idea. The entire European civilization is in a demographic winter, if anything. Many of the climate change alarmists, they own plenty of waterfront property and they have some of the largest carbon footprints around. Well, if they really wanted to maintain one global economic system, as he laments on about later on in the speech, they would have arbitrated a negotiated peace between Ukraine and Russia. Things did not have to get escalated to the point we're at, I suspect this speech is really nothing but a diatribe of memorized best practices, also known as Pavlovian preconditioned behavioral responses, sure, peppered with colorful metaphors and hyperbole and a false equivalence between oil and tobacco, while the speaker has no real comprehension of what he's saying. So he goes on about our self-imposed ailing world economy that began during the COVID lockdown, yet prescribes a green agenda as remedy. which would arguably only worsen matters, and then proceeds to speak way off topic from his expertise on the most controversial topic of the century, epidemiology, and how to best respond to the pandemics. If I didn't know better, I would say he's completely unaware of the unprecedented global crisis in institutional trust. I just feel like this is a pathetic attempt to generate relevance where there is none. As Elon Musk said, do they want to be the boss of the earth? That's all for now.